We've got our next 7-star raid coming up, and unfortunately, it's not a Hisuian Pokemon, which means my Intelo is off. But hey, we've got Inteleon coming up. So what can we expect from Inteleon? Well, for starters, Inteleon has a glass cannon stat breakdown. It has 70 HP, 65 in both defense and special defense, 85 attack, 125 special attack, and 120 speed. On the off chance they give this thing a mixed moveset, 85 isn't that bad for an attack stat because Inteleon does have means of increasing its physical attack stat, but we're probably going to be capitalizing more on special attacks. As far as potential natures for Inteleon go, if they want to give this thing a speed boosting nature, we'll probably see Timid, especially Timid if it's a purely special attacking set. If they go with a mixed set, we might see Naive or Hasty, which would lower either special defense or defense in favor of speed. Now, because Inteleon is going to be Terra Ice, and Ice types do get a 50% boost while Snow is active, I'm probably going to say we'll see Naive more likely than Hasty as far as the nature goes. Why is that important? Well, it means we'll probably want to take advantage of special attackers to deal more damage to Inteleon and to try to get around the fact that it could set Snowscape to increase its defense. As far as special attacking natures go, I can see Rash, which is a special defense dropping nature to boost special attack. And finally, we might even see Lax, which would lower special defense in favor of defense to take advantage of Snow. After all, this is the new reworked Hail that came out in this generation. Why wouldn't they capitalize on that for an Ice-type 7-star raid? Now, as far as Inteleon goes, its hidden ability is Sniper, which increases the amount of damage that critical hits do. What we can probably expect to see for damaging moves is we could see Snipe Shot, which is its signature water-type attack. It has a boosted crit hit ratio. It also can't be redirected by the effects of moves like, say, Storm Drain, or abilities like Storm Drain, moves like Follow Me and Rage Powder. Don't mix those up. It might even have Air Slash for some flying type coverage here. Air Slash does have a 30% chance to make you flinch, and what I'm starting to think while looking into Inteleon is this thing's gimmick might be trying to make you miss turns either by flinching or freezing. We'll get into the Ice-type moves in a little bit, but what I can see here is Air Slash to get, especially to deal with fighting types, Air Slash can have that 30% chance to make you flinch, miss your turn. On top of that, we could even see Air Cutter, which is another crit boosted move, which could take advantage of synergizing with Sniper. We could see that, especially whereas it does hit everything, but I'm honestly thinking we might see Air Slash, whereas it is a little stronger. We might see Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse for some raw damage. Dark Pulse can make you flinch. Shadow Ball has the chance of lowering your special defense. We might see something like that as far as generic damaging moves go. In terms of status moves, we might see something like Haze to remove all stat changes. We might see Sword Stance, especially if they give this thing a mixed set. Sword Stance can increase the attack 2 stages right there automatically. We could even see Fell Stinger for another damaging move, whereas it's a bug type move. If you pick up a KO with Fell Stinger, you go up by 3 stages to your attack. So maybe where Inteleon is so fast, if your HP is low, it might go for the Fell Stinger and take you out that way. We have Tearful Look, which is basically the same thing as Noble Roar. It lowers the attack and special attack of the target by 1 stage. We could see Taunt to shut down setup moves. Now let's get into the Ice-type attacks. Because of Snowscape being able to set Snow, that's probably going to be the extra move, similar to what they did with Typhlosion, where it set Sunny Day periodically to further boost Eruption's power. We might see Snowscape getting set repeatedly to make sure that Blizzard cannot miss, and on top of that, if you do get frozen in Blizzard, you're going to miss your turns naturally. On top of that, they could just go for more accuracy, go with Ice Beam, whereas it is the same % chance to freeze, trading accuracy for power. We might even see something like both Blizzard and Ice Beam. We could also see Icy Wind, where it does lower the speed of the target 1 stage. And one thing that I was thinking too is steel types might be really good for dealing with Inteleon, whether it be a pure steel type or a Terra steel type. Mudshot is the main ground move that I found that stood out to me that Inteleon gets in its move pool. Mudshot has the same effect as Icy Wind, and Icy Wind is going to benefit from stab off of the Terra Ice. So I don't think we're going to necessarily see Mudshot, so Icy Wind might be what comes. And if that's the case, that actually works out pretty good. So let's talk about some of the Pokemon that I had picked out that might be fun to try to beat this thing with. So starting up with the first thing that I thought might be fun is Storm Drain Tatsugiri. Storm Drain is Tatsugiri's hidden ability. Normally you don't see it very often unless you run into the ladder with someone trying to bluff the Dondozo team, which I have seen before, but Storm Drain Tatsugiri might actually have its chance for this raid. Storm Drain naturally nullifies water type attacks, and while Snipe Shot can't be redirected, if Snipe Shot is fired into Storm Drain is still going to make it null and void, and we're going to get a special attack boost. What I was thinking here is Inteleon's special defense is not the greatest. We can go Nasty Plot with Tatsugiri to increase our special attack. Tatsugiri has almost the same special attack stat as Inteleon, and Dragon Water is a great defensive typing. We're going to be neutral to ice, we're going to have a natural immunity to water thanks to Storm Drain, but if Storm Drain gets nullified, we're going to be 4 times resistant to water, we're neutral to flying, we're neutral to ghost, we're neutral to dark, we're neutral to bug, we're neutral to most of the things that Inteleon wants to throw our way, because Inteleon doesn't get any fairy type moves, which is wonderful. So what I was thinking here is we boost our special attack with the Nasty Plot. We can use either Chilling Water or Dragon Pulse to chip away at Inteleon's HP while building up Terra Charge. Chilling Water would be really nice because it's going to benefit from stab while also dropping Inteleon's physical attack. If this thing's a mixed attacker, that's going to be a great way of keeping that in check. We go Terra Steel, and then we start firing off Steel type Terra Blasts. We get a couple of Nasty Plots on there, we get that super effective steel typing Terra Blast. It should be relatively good. Similar idea to Tatsugiri's, we've got Gastrodon with Storm Drain. We can use Clear Smog to remove any stat boosts that Inteleon does to itself. We have Ancient Power for the odd chance of the Omni boost. Now, Ancient Power is just there to build up some Terra Charge. We have Recover to restore our own HP, and then we just go Steel type Terra Blast. Now, Gastrodon does have lower special attack and special defense than Tatsugiri, but it does have much more HP than Tatsugiri, and its defense is a little bit higher than Tatsugiri as well. So you could take your pick between the two of them. Now, what I was thinking for a support set, if you're playing online, is you could go with Vaporeon. You can go Calm Mind to increase your special stats there. Same idea as Tatsugiri with the Chilling Water. You do a little bit of damage while keeping Inteleon's attack in line. You basically build your Terra Charge. You can go Terra Steel and then go for Terra Blast. I have Terra Water populated on here, but just imagine that's Terra Steel. We also have Helping Hand as a means of being able to boost up our partners and then go from there. Probably not the best idea for if you're playing solo, but if you're playing online with some people, Vaporeon might be able to put Inteleon in its place through that support role. Now, we're getting into some physical attackers here, starting with Dondozo. Dondozo has 2 great abilities that can go up against Inteleon here, being Oblivious and Unaware. Now, the best part about that is they're naturally Dondozo's standard abilities. Normally, you would want to run Unaware to ignore stat boosts from your target, but Oblivious here could be nice because now we can go for Curse and Tickle. Tickle would allow you to lower Inteleon's defense in addition to its attack. If you're running Unaware, then Dondozo just ignores the drops as well as the boosts. So what I was thinking was you could run Oblivious Dondozo, go for Tickle, you can go for Curse to increase your own physical stats, and then go for Body Press for some raw fighting type damage. Now, if snow is on the field and the defense is increased, you might not get as much of a result, but that's where you can go with the Tickle and Curse support right there. If you wanted to run Unaware, you could do that, but you would have to drop Tickle and go for Curse instead. Curse Body Press would still be worth it there. You could run Liquidation as an extra move if you really needed it, but the main thing I was thinking was Body Press with Dondozo and Curse or Tickle, and then that way you can lower Inteleon's stats, raise your own stats, and then just start taking advantage of the fact that Dondozo's physical defense is higher than its physical attack. Now, you do have a 65 special defense with Dondozo, so you do have to be a bit careful with that. Now, we could try talking about Iron Hands here. Iron Hands is a great staple for raids, and I think what we could do here is we could go Mental Herb, Belly Drum, and normally you would want like maybe say a Shell Bell or a Citrus Berry to get back some more HP, but what I was thinking was if this Inteleon doesn't have, if it does have Taunt, we could go for Mental Herb there as a free Belly Drum. It might waste the turn going for the Taunt. Your Mental Herb pops, and now you can go for Drain Punch. The thing you gotta be weary of though is depending on how much damage you take, if you get hit with a crit or if they make you miss a move, that could be really bad for Iron Hands because you might cut your HP in half, lose your next turn, and then you don't necessarily get your Drain Punch and you might get KO'd. So proceed with caution. Another thing too that I want to mention is I do have Brick Break on a few different Pokemon here. Inteleon does get access to both Reflect and Light Screen as well, so Brick Break can get around that if it does try to patch up both defenses. I honestly don't think we'll see Reflect, where it'll probably be going for Snowscape, where Snow will naturally boost the defense while also making sure that Blizzard can't miss. But Light Screen might be a thing as well. If you're playing online, you might want to be able to get rid of the screens there for your partners if your partners are bringing a special attacking set. If you're playing solo, then same idea too. You might want to just be able to break screens just in case. Similar to Samurott, but instead of Blaze Breed, I was thinking Combat Breed for Paldean and Tauros. Maybe what we can do here is we can go for Raging Bull with Rock Tomb as our two damaging moves. You could probably throw in Tail Whip to lower Inteleon's defense. And really, those are kind of the main three moves that I was thinking you could do. Run Anger Point there. If this thing lands a critical hit on you and you survive, you get plus 12 into your attack naturally. It doesn't matter how much your attack has been lowered, it's going to maximize your attack. You can go for Raging Bull and start healing off a lot of damage by going for a plus 6 Raging Bull. In terms of EVs, I was thinking max attack investment, max special defense investment, but you might have to calc a little bit differently just to see where that works. Now, this next one is going to be a bit of a stretch, and I highly don't think it's going to be the best, but there's just something about it that makes me feel kind of open to the concept, and that's Abomasnow. So what I was thinking was, let's set our own snow, go for the Aurora Veil, and what I was thinking here is this is going to be more of a support kind of jokey idea if you're playing online with some friends, especially if they don't care. You could go for the Aurora Veil there, increase everyone's defenses for the 5 turns. You can go for Body Press for some generic damage. You got Chilling Water support for any physical attacks. You got Giga Drain. You could do something like that. And then finally, the main 2 Pokemon that I think are going to be the best physical attackers is King Gambit and Bisharp. So King Gambit, we can run an Assault Vest here. We can take advantage of the fact that 80 is really good special defense coupled with 100 HP. We can have that Assault Vest to basically give us an extra 50% boost. We have Iron Head for natural steel type coverage. We have Brick Break to break screens. We can use Low Sweep to slow down Inteleon, and we have access to Snarl to drop its special attack. All of these moves are damaging moves, so you're naturally going to build up your Terra Charge. On the off chance, and I'm really hoping they give this thing Tearful Look, on the off chance they do give it Tearful Look, Defiant will give you +2 for each time your stats are lowered. Tearful Look lowers 2 different stats one stage. Now you're getting to +3 by the time Defiant activates after Tearful Look. So now you don't even need to worry about using Sword Stance. You can just go straight for the Iron Heads and nail this thing while getting some special defense. Bisharp though, all the benefits of King Gambit, but Eviolite allows you to use status moves. So if you really wanted to, you could go Iron Head, Sword Stance, and Brick Break, and then change out Low Sweep for Thunder Wave, or even keep Low Sweep, and then that way, if the shield is up, Low Sweep is still doing damage. If you wanted to just immediately slow it down with Paralysis, though, you could just go for the Thunder Wave. Yeah, so that's mainly my list right here for what I was thinking about for dealing with Inteleon. Let me know what you guys think down below, what Pokemon you might want to try. And yeah, let's get the conversation going down in the comments.